Good morning.
Good morning, guy.
Well, welcome back, all of our wayward members who finally returned. Good to see you guys. So it's a beautiful morning. Got the doors open. Wayne's gonna lead us in our invocation.
Today we pray that we receive your special blessing because we are committed to be a real service organization to help humankind. May each of us in our daily routine come to know the joy of caring and sharing with others not as fortunate as we are. May our motto that includes serving, caring, and sharing be for us life and service.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On the things we think, say, and do,
It's the truth, it's fair to all concerned, will build goodwill and better friendships, will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you, Wayne. Brad, you want to give our Sergeant at Arms report?
Yes, so we have 24 members in person today. We have 6 on Zoom and no guests this morning.
Thank you, Brad. So just, Brad, thank you again for stepping up as our Sergeant at Arms. Brad's agreed to do it through the end of the year, and then he's going to take over David's spot. So thank you, buddy. Rick, you have our birthdays and anniversaries.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, I do. Good morning, Gay City. We have some club anniversaries, birthdays, and several wedding anniversaries. And you wedding anniversary folks, I hope you took your fair warning last week. You have no excuse for not getting it right with your significant other there for this week. Club anniversary is Jim Kennedy. Jim's got 30 years at the club. So that was in May. He just missed like barely being a founding member. So way to go, Jim. 30 years, that's something. Member birthdays, Wayne Abraham. There we go. I thought he was. And on the 19th of May, right? So what was that? Yesterday. Thank God we missed getting to sing happy birthday. You know. And Tom Phoenix, online he has been. There you go, Tom. Happy birthday. Oh, is today the 20th? I think we got a birthday today. All right, everybody ready to sing happy birthday, Tom? Here we go. Me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Wayne too. Happy birthday to you. All right. Woo.
Thank you.
You just thought we were going to pass over. All right. Wedding anniversaries. Let's see. Dale Harold. Chris Neal. Ta-da. And yours is tomorrow. All right. Coming up. And how many? 10, yeah, big one there. So that's one of those big ones you got to buy the big prize for, right? I bet that's just what she was wanting too. Chris City after the meeting, we're gonna have a little chat with you about it. All right. And Judy Brumley, is Judy online with us? No. Okay.
Who's that young person with a mustache there?
And Danielle and Con have an anniversary. Let's see, Danielle and Cooper Trotter. Get some carpet laid. All right, and that, my friend, is our report for the week.
Thank you, Rick.
Well,
Yeah, that's kind of like giving your wife the choice between kitchen appliances. You gotta be real cautious there. She's gotta really want it.
You need those things in writing.
So the changing of the guard event this year will be on a Wednesday evening. I'm gonna keep announcing this to make sure everybody remembers. It's at Starmount, so that's our new home. We will be starting June 1st at Starmount, or June 3rd at Starmount. And we also will be reinstating dues, our regular dues. So I sent that in email. I'm sure there are people that still will email me back and say, I didn't know you were gonna start charging dues again, but another club announcement before we get started on our Happy Dollars, because we'll do the rest of all the department parts at our club assembly, is June 12th through 16th is a 2021 virtual Rotary convention. So they're not doing an international convention this year. It was requested that we mention it to club members that people attend. I'm not really sure what the, do you know anything about it, Mike? The virtual convention. So that's the international convention. Instead of being in some nice, fun to visit place, you can log in and be right there with them. So June 12th through 16th. All right, Buster, you gonna do our Happy Dollars?
Am I gonna
Do y'all want to flip for us?
Robbie and I are gonna wrestle.
All right.
Who was excited about that?
this won't take long.
No, well, maybe we could raise money, Bobby. Come on. I think Bobby would kill me. He's like Ernest D. Bass. He'd kill you.
Larry.
He'd kill you. Go ahead.
So I got to cut out of work early yesterday and I went to a little pond. I really like fishing in Brown Summit. I don't get out there very often, but the guy leaves a rowboat out there. He's a retired dentist at Brown Summit. So every time I flip this rowboat over, I always think, well, he'll be under there. He never is, but yesterday he was under there and he's been eating well. So this big old snake, when I flipped the boat over, he got in it. And I knew I could just flip him back out, but I was on a stump about this high that was sitting beside him. I was standing up there watching him. So he finally got out. About 7 o'clock, I hadn't caught anything for about an hour. It just turned on and I was catching all these bass. And I would have kept fishing, but the snake told me I had to have the boat back before dark.
What kind of snake was it?
I think a big water snake. He was really big.
Oh,
Dr. Wilder yesterday had his final exam Saturday. He was looking for a job. So if y'all need anybody well versed in forestry or environmental policy at your business, let me know. I got one I need to get off the payroll. And then this is for Guy and Lisa and the leadership team that negotiated the new deal at Starmount, whatever that may be. I ran into Nisi over there the other night. She is exceedingly excited. She came up and talked to me about it, and she's very excited. I think we'll do well.
Judge Hack.
Some of you know, for a number of years, I've been involved with the planning and the implementation of the downtown greenway. Going back to my time on the bicentennial commission, there was news this week that the city council has turned the corner so we can get the final leg done on the western side. We've had Dabney Sanders in over the years. We may have her back. A good program. Be thinking about that. But 4 miles circular loop. It's changing how neighborhoods interact with each other. It's public health, transportation, parks and rec, all the above. And it's a great thing for this city economic development piece. Over 200 million in the last 10 years as we're building this thing. It's a great thing, but it's great to see it come to fruition after all these years. Second one is for our good friend, I don't see her here, Danielle Aiken. Eloise and I, Saturday afternoon, had the pleasure of doing her downtown scavenger hunt, and I heartily recommend it for everybody. It's a lot of fun. She put a lot of effort and research into making that thing happen. It's a great perambulation downtown involving the downtown footprint of our park and some of the sites and things and artifacts about downtown that you might not have known about. I certainly didn't, as much as I like to think I know about our history of our city and our downtown. So I commend Danielle and I commend that experience to all of you. It's a great thing. It's a lot of fun.
Guess it's my happy dog. Tommy, I've done some fishing with Tommy, and he is a redneck. But one time he was too drunk to fish. One time. Only one option. For 40 years, I've been eating at this little restaurant called Spring Valley, you know, and it burned back in October, and I was devastated. Buster and I used to meet there for lunch. Anyway.
Best
found out
fried
yesterday-
flounder.
Huh?
Best fried flounder.
Right.
All fried.
Yeah, I ride by there all the time and it's still been boarded up. Yesterday I rode by, it wasn't boarded up anymore. I had new windows, I looked in, they're metal studs. I thought, oh man, you know, they're renovating it, probably somebody else will move in there. And I went over to the Coliseum Diner where there's a couple girls I went to high school with done that. Ran into one of the old timers from Spring Valley. He said, I told him what I'd seen. He said, oh, they're rebuilding. He had talked to the owner and they're going to open that place back up. So, wow. I've been going here so long, they got me on the flat fee, I can order whatever I want.
We're really gonna find the antique trees to make it look right.
That's happy dollar one. Second, last week we went to the beach, Jill and Robert and Rachel and their two dogs had a great time down at Oak Island. Fun seeing you guys through the screen. Robert has finished his first year. Right.
Cool. Bobby said his cholesterol was low. That's why he was so happy. Spring Valley was open back home. So his cholesterol back.
Yeah. Shoot, I've got a happy dollar just listening to these fish stories here, you know, and I'm thinking maybe we should take up a fund for Mr. Tom over here for a camera. You know, he comes back to all these tall tales about these big ones that, golly, I didn't even get a picture of it. Yesterday we got the record-setting snake, you know, he went fishing with, and no record of that either. So that'd be a good idea. But I love Bobby's comment about they were out and they were too drunk to fish. You know, that's a fisherman for you. They'll lie about anything. Have you ever seen a fisherman that's too drunk to fish? So I'm sorry, Bobby, gotta call you out on that. Oh, you one more.
Just to report that the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation had their virtual gala Saturday night, and they continued the success since my retirement and raised $1.3 million virtual.
Wow.
Virtual. So that was a great.
Sit down. Let's see your song.
Maybe do fundraising next year.
I tell you, I missed it. You don't get that on Zoom. The gallery over here. Nobody over here. We just throw stuff in the back. Well, anyway, I got a happy dollar. Sunday, we're leaving. My family, my wife and daughter, we're flying out to Portland, Oregon to visit my 6-month-old grandson. I got on my Fox stocks just for the occasion, and we're going to spend a week out there visiting with, haven't seen him since he was born, really. So ought to be fun. I guess Bobby can take back over. Happy dollar. But I will say, Grandpappy was in a contemplative mood. He said, you ever think about the people that first ate a mushroom, totally by trial and error? He said, you know, first one is, this one tastes like beef. And this one killed Brian instantly. And this one makes you seek God for a week.
Thanks, Buster. So, I have a happy announcement. I didn't have $1, but I don't know if anybody doubts how much I contribute, so we'll talk about it later. The announcement Friday, I mean, nobody said this, Friday, the mandate was removed, so that's not a happy dollar, right? You don't see that? You know, the mandate went away Friday after our last meeting, so that's not a happy dollar. You know, I think that's a 1.5 years a happy dollar.
There you go.
So this is our club assembly day. This is our 4th one for the year, so the last one for this Rotary year. So we'll go ahead and move to our presentation here. And I just want to say for David, you've done a great job this year. I think everybody owes David a round of applause. He has orchestrated the Zoom meetings. He's made sure we're able to have successful hybrid meetings, and he's just done a great job with electronics and a lot of this technology is his. So he's donated his equipment, his time to do all this stuff. So thank you. All right, so
Let's give him a haircut.
I like the hair. Anyway, so this is gonna be our new home, starting June 3rd, 7 a.m. It's a beautiful place. They do constant renovations, great staff. Niecy's there, so some legacy with our club. This was our meeting place at some other point in history, so I'm sure all our founding members remember meeting there. So. And then the manager was a former member of our club, so we definitely have a shoe in if something's not right. Lacey, you have the floor.
I think somebody was making fun of me because I sent 3 or 4 slides. But, at some point, the guy said, feel free to take over anytime you want to take over. So I did. Anyway, so the theme this coming year, I'm really just going to talk about looking forward. I would also like to just thank the Elks Lodge staff, Aaron and the group back there, for accommodating us, because when we came here, we really didn't have a choice of places to meet. So it's been a great transitional place. So I'm really excited about next year. The theme, I guess the district theme is, or international theme is serve to change lives. And I think this club lives that. We all do a great job with our service projects. I'm excited. We have a great board lined up. Tom's coming in. He'll be doing the programming next year. And then Steve will be handling our fundraiser. And I think you should recruit Mike Conrad for your committee, since he knows all about this virtual raising money. So,
kids that are dying from diabetes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, you shouldn't be surprised that the 2021-22 theme is to grow Rotary and to meet people where they are, not where we would like them to be. And so I think a great example of that is the Satellite Club. That group has really grown organically. And Robert Hefner, I think, will do a great job this coming year. I went back and I've looked at, through PETS training. So as everybody knows, our former club member, Chris Justice, will be the incoming district governor next year. And his goal is to grow District 7690 from 2,445 members to 2,600 members by the end of the year next year. So we all have a lot of work to do. The goal will be to achieve platinum status. And as you can imagine, Chris Justice is not going to make it easy on any club, because he's, the achievement points to achieve platinum status, it will be challenging, and I think we're up for it. So when we get into our new space, we all need to be inviting members to join us, and prospective members. So we'll be talking a lot about that. I did put our membership goal in to DAC-DB this past weekend, and our goal is net +5 by the end of April next year. And of course, that's net. We'll lose just natural attrition, probably 9 to 11 members, and maybe more. So we have a lot of work to do. We're being encouraged to really go back to the basics of business networking. So Tom and I will be planning some meetings or some social events where we'll just be sharing business. We'll just be doing networking and socializing. I think we do a lot of that, but we'll have a more of a focus on business networking we're great at all of our service projects, but we'll try to also integrate some social events and integrate with the satellite club, which we couldn't do last year really because of COVID. So I know. So here's your 21-22 board. I can't see it. Robert Hefner, Sunset Club Chair. Peter, can't say his last name. He's the club attendant secretary. Tom, president-elect. Steve Scott, secretary and fundraising chair. So we owe a big hand of applause to Steve. You know, when you do such a good job, you can ask for more.
He already has our credit card.
Yeah. Joe Farlow, is he here?
Yeah.
He is here. He will be our treasurer again next year. Chris Neal, membership chair. He's already put together a great committee of folks he'll talk to you about. Mike Conrad, who else can handle foundation matters except for Mike. Danielle has agreed to be our club admin, and Taylor Coble and Charlotte Davis will be heading up youth services. Brad Guile has agreed to be public image chair, and he'll be transitioning and helping us in July. And then Robbie Hassel will continue to do his bang-up job with communications and our
He's our club historian.
Right, historian. And then Gigi, our district conference chair. And this guy's agreed to continue celebrating all the birthdays and anniversaries, but I don't have your name up there. So.
How's Gigi doing?
Gigi's doing great. In fact, I asked her if she would like to go to the foundation banquet on Saturday night. I'm going to pick her up, and she's going. So I'm not sure if we're going to have to get a wheelchair to get her back up to the room or not. But she's had a good weekend this past weekend. And these are just some dates. Today is our virtual district assembly training. And I think Tom has agreed. I hope some of you are registered to tune into that. The foundation banquet is Saturday night. As Guy said, the virtual international convention is June 12th. Yes. Changing of the guard is the 23rd. 24th is the district installation banquet, and I'm not sure where that is. Do you know?
Grandover.
Is it Grandover?
Yes.
Good. And then I put these dates in there because we need to just save those and make sure that we're all thinking about it. The Sunset, Chris Justice will visit the Sunset Club on August the 9th, and then he'll be at our club on November, does that say that? 11th. So
11/11.
that's it. Looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's pretty self-explanatory. All of you know that attendance has been down this past year due to the pandemic, and fortunately, we're starting to see numbers climb. And I guess one thing I would ask of all of you is each of us in this club has a relationship with one or more folks who may not be attending for various reasons. And I would ask you all to reach out. I can only reach out so much before people stop looking at their email and screening my calls. So reach out to someone and encourage them to hurry back. We've got an exciting new venue at the Star Mountain, and I think I want to see us back where we were.
If you can't see this is in 2019, October, we were at 91%, 91.5%, right? And our club is much stronger when we participate together, right? And so today we're at 58%. And from a low of 53%, we're coming back up. But it takes reaching out. You don't have to go to every meeting. You can still do makeups. You can still do Zoom. You can do whatever. But people need to start participating. The people that have zero need to start participating at least minimally to get our club back to its strength. So I agree with Steve. If your buddy has not been coming for whatever reason, no judgment. It's the pandemic. Just reach out and say, hey, why don't we go to Rotary next week? And maybe we can get some more people to come and get our attendance back up.
So clearly, membership's a goal for next year. We built out a membership committee. It's going to be Guy, Dan, Mark Luttrell, and then and Danielle has agreed to join because she has to be the most organized person on the planet, so she can wrangle us. And we've got some sunset members as well that are going to join us, and so we kind of do it as a whole. Joe Hilliard, Ben Overwick, and Cindy Hammer. So we built a good committee of people, and we'll connect with y'all more over the coming months. We're going to do a couple of get-to-know Rotary type events. Danielle had a great idea that maybe we try those get-to-know Rotary events with a music concert. She had a great idea that if we're truly going to call ourselves a service club, maybe we build in a service project as part of recruitment and really seek to drive people kind of to a service event that we can kind of tag on a get to know Rotary style component too. So we'll build it out. We'll tell you a little bit more, and then if y'all can help us really drive people to those events, and anyone in your sphere of influence, just talk to them about Rotary. And at the end of the day, whether it's our club or another club, it's a great opportunity to serve, build relationships and friendships. So thank you.
Yeah, I know y'all hear enough from me, but I just want to tackle one thing. So Chris's push is to refocus on the networking side of Rotary, right? So yes, service is definitely important. We need to build a better community, but what better way to build a better community than to support business people who are ethical, who have good code of conduct, who are people you want to see succeed. So networking is an important part of Rotary, and that's how it was founded, through networks. So he is trying to push our district to focus on that to recruit young people, because they need mentors, they need to build a relationship link that helps their business succeed. So that's how we need to sell it, especially at these get to know Rotary things. Say, hey, come and get some networking. Chamber of Commerce, stuff like that, those people will come if we tell them that's what it's for. It's not all service. Service is definitely important, but this is a networking crew. I mean, I do business with half of y'all in here, so Walt's my dentist. So I don't think we have anything from youth services. I do think, so next year there's no exchange student, just so we know. They've canceled it. It's going to be pushed to the following year. We had somebody lined up and they would have done it again. Hopefully the following year, I have actually tentatively volunteered to host an exchange student. Maybe we can get back to doing that, maybe part of the year or even the whole year. The big push is to get the kids back involved at the high school level and then also at the college level. So those guys, Taylor has some ideas already and she's working with Lisa, so she'll be great.
She's already started making introductions and connections at the page, so I think she's gonna do a great job.
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk about the fundraiser.
We're happy here.
So the fundraiser initially was gonna be just a reception. We were gonna do it in a little bar at Grand Over. And Kelly said just Rotarians and their significant others would come, and we would just have a nice event like that. And as they opened up more, he started saying, well, we could use this room, and we could go outside, we could put a tent up. And so we started selling sponsorships. We actually sold to 3 outside companies, Piedmont Endodontics and Pella Windows. We didn't do 1.3 million, but I came up with
close.
the thing called the patron sponsor was really, we asked our members to do $300 in sales. So the patron sponsor was $300. And I wanted everybody to come. And a lot of people showed up and we had a good time. It's a great party. We did sell a lot of them. We betted on the horses. We did about $1,000 just betting on the horses. So that was a lot of fun, $5 a ticket. So that was very successful. 7 Sunset members sold raffle tickets or paid to come. And total expenses were about $7,500, which included the party and the band and a few gift cards I bought. So we're gonna net 27 to 32.5, depending, there's still some members who haven't done the 300. I don't push on it, you probably got a bill about it, I hope you pay it, so last year we collected all of that from one member. And we had you can have a successful fundraiser just billing members. That's not what we want to do. That's not what we're about. And I'm glad we got to have one again, so. Steve, it's all yours next year.
All I gotta do is build numbers. I'd like to say that I thought that, I know it's not a happy dollar, but I thought it was one of the nicest fundraisers we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
I like the venue, I like the idea, I like the plan, so.
And he pulled it together in a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that we had.
Yeah.
One prior, I know you can't have one. So,
Well done.
great job, Tom.
And Craig. And Craig.
Yeah. And Craig.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes.
I don't really have much new things to say. It's a rubber stamp job. We're going to be going to Victory Junction on the 29th. I hope to schedule a street clean sometime in June because they're easy to get a dozen people, and it's always successful even during the summer. Coming up in September, we are going to be doing another, some details to iron out, but another project with North Carolina Wildlife Habitat Foundation, another large trash pickup. And again, February, but it's, the same thing we've been doing, we're going to keep doing. Don't need to do with that will. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay. Well, doing good in the world, obviously, is the motto of our Rotary Foundation, and our club certainly does an incredible job of supporting our Rotary Foundation. 14 years in a row, Rotary has received the 4-star rating from Charity Navigator, which is incredible. 91 cents of every dollar that we contribute goes to the programs. This year, we've continued, even with the pandemic, we've raised over $6,000 for polio, which actually beat last year's number. I think it was like 5,600. And kudos to God for helping champion that, as well as my friend, Mr. Martin over there, who's going to help me again this next year. We're on track to raise about contribute about $27,000 to the annual fund, and that would be essentially about the same as last year. And you must understand that annual fund, when we contribute 3 years hence, 50% comes back, and we can use those dollars for district grants, for the Out of the Garden, for Dan Quinn's children in Vietnam, and so forth. So our contributions do come back, and that's wonderful. In the coming year, the goals, which should be 21-22, is to achieve 100% sustaining status, which we already do. That's just a natural for us. It's a required, when you become a member of our club, to contribute a minimum of $100 a year to the annual fund. It would be great to add 3 new Paul Harris Society members. That means a person is given $1,000 a year to our Rotary Foundation. And there's many of those are out there. So I know that we've got that opportunity. And in fact, we have a new major donor in our club, who is our own president, Guy Ribando. So kudos to Dr. Ribando. And many of you don't know, but how close you really are to becoming a major donor, which is a $10,000 to the Rotary contributions to the Rotary Foundation. And I'll be more than happy to help you with that number because, as I said, we're all sustaining. So as long as many of us have been sustaining, you're in the $8,000 to $9,000 range. So to get to the major donor level would be incredible for our club for the next year. The third one is to go ahead.
Join the Paul Harris Society. You'll get there quicker.
You do get it right. That's exactly right.
$80 a month.
Yeah, or 250 a quarter or whatever, they'll do it, they'll take your money whatever way you want to do it.
Right. The third one is to restore Triple Crown. We kind of backed off of that for the last couple of years because of the requirement that you have to change the codicil or change your will for the benefactor, which was $1,000, which luckily Chris Justice has found it's not very smart, which I didn't think it was either. That third leg has been replaced this next year with a per capita of $100 per member to polio. And we are, for our primary club, we're basically there. So I know we can do that. The other two legs we know we can do is 100% sustaining, and we are 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. So I think that is certainly a reachable goal for next year. 60% of the members give 100% to Polio Plus, but we have many that give much more, and we'll get to that threshold of $100 per capita. And we always have great attendance at our foundation banquet. And next year, it should be back to normal in the November timeframe at the Corey Convention Center, and we always have at least 12 that attend. So thank you for your support of our Rotary Foundation. Yeah.
I hope y'all are excited as I am about getting news. Right now, I have to show up every meeting, bring the check, pay the bill each time, and so, from now on, you'll get a bill at the first of the quarter. And pay it, I don't have to attend every meeting. When I missed, I had to pay out of pocket with cash.
He paid me back. Don't
I
worry.
didn't get that. I do appreciate everybody paying their bill. We, last quarter, just about everybody that paid up for the year, and I don't think we have many that's behind. So that makes it nice and convenient. I don't have to trace everybody down and pay out of pocket or something. So anyway, we're doing good. We've got about 40,000 in the bank, and it's amazing that we're broke even this year. You know, so far.
Thank you.
Good job.
I don't see Charlotte. So obviously these guys, Robert has some goals for them for next year. They've done a great job. They've been the growth of our club. So we got recognized in the district for having the #1 growth in the district for the period they measured, and it was from them, 100%. So Charlotte's done a great job, and I'm sure she's going to do a great job as youth services too. All right, next.
That's it.
All right. Well, I think the highlight of all of this is how hard the board has worked this year. People have come to me and said, "Hey, you've done a great job, great job." It's all these guys. I mean, they have all done more this year to keep our club vibrant and alive than their predecessor had to do last year. Because a lot of this stuff was on autopilot. They all came up with good ideas on how to reinvent the wheel to keep us going. And fortunately, the pandemic's ending, and we can take off with membership and get that growing again. So, this is the last club assembly for my year. I want to thank all our board members. I'll thank you again at the changing of the guard, but y'all have all done a phenomenal job.
Do we all get electric Porsches?
I've debated doing board member of the year to all of y'all, but it would kind of diminish the award. So with that, we're going to kind of wrap up our meeting. Did anybody not buy a ticket that wants to poll? Oh, I don't have the cards. We can trust the judge.
Last three numbers are 180. Yeah.
Definitely don't.
Stop.
This is a run. This is a run.
Yeah,
Let's take that.
We've got gotta be including $600 in this, guys, so there's a